Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen to my review of Alien Earth Episode 2. We're going to dive right into this, talk full spoilers, some slight Easter eggs here and there, and of course a full plot breakdown and my general thoughts. So if you are new here, do hit subscribe, turn those bell notifications on, and let's dive right into it. So the episode Mr. October dives deeper into the chaotic aftermath of the USCSS Maginot's crash on Earth in 2120, blending high-stakes horror with corporate intrigue and personal revelations. So the episode escalates the alien threats on a terrestrial scale, introducing more Xenomorph action than we have ever seen before, whilst also exploring themes of identity, corporate greed, and human or hybrid hubris. Chronologically, it opens with immediate peril at the crash site, interweaves flashbacks for backstory, and builds to a tense cliffhanger involving sibling reunion and alien resurgence. Unlike the setup-heavy premiere, this installment delivers visceral kills, creature encounters, and character-driven conflicts. Also, a hell of a lot of gore, clocking in at around 58 minutes with a mix of practical effects and CGI for the aliens. Noah Hawley's direction emphasises a grounded dystopian Earth where 5 megacorporations rule, contrasting the franchise's usual space isolation with urban devastation. The title nods to a baseball legend Reggie Jackson, symbolising seizing opportunities in crisis, mirrored in character arcs like Joe's hermit survival instincts. So the episode picks up from episode 1's cliffhanger with Joe, hermit, played by Alex Lawther, Siberian, played by Jem Camille, and Rashidi, delving into the Maginot's wreckage. They discover a medbay littered with horrors, a man dead mid-surgery, and a woman asphyxiated. Unseen, a Xenomorph stalks them from the shadows. Meanwhile, at Prodigy's Neverland Research Island, Boy Cavalier, played by Samuel Blenkin, debates AI intelligence with Dame Sylvia, played by Essie Davies, expressing boredom and a desire for someone smarter than me, direct quote, to challenge him on an intellectual level. There's an interesting flashback to Hermit, or Joe's, resignation attempt. One day prior, Joe tries to quit his medic role via an HR bot, citing his 7-month contract and dream to become a doctor like his late father. He quotes Ice Age Continental Drift, Have a Heart or Face My Fury, a personal Easter egg, and Wendy, played by Sydney Chandler, watching remotely, hacks the robot, responding in real time, revealing her emotional connection as his sister Marcy, whose consciousness, of course, was transferred into her hybrid body. We then move to the Prodigy team arrival and corporate tension. So Wendy, aboard a Prodigy vessel with her Lost Boys hybrid squad, consisting of Slightly, Tootles, Curly, Nibs, Shmee, all of course callbacks to Peter Pan, detects a mysterious buzzing with her enhanced senses, but can't quite pinpoint it. Kirsch, played by Timothy Oliphant, briefs Marines on the hybrid superiority, emphasising fears for animals and you are not animals. Boy Cavalier receives a call from Wayland Yutani's Ms. Yutani, who demands the ship as her birthright. Her grandmother launched it 65 years ago, and of course Cavalier refuses, claiming territorial rights and eyeing the bioweapons for Prodigy, warning of hostility if she intervenes. We see Xenomorph chases galore and a huge massacre. Joe, trapped in a crumbling stairwell, jumps to escape the Xenomorph, but falls. Alone, he radios for help, and he stumbles into a lavish 1700s-themed costume party in Prodigy City. He does try to warn the oblivious elites, but the Xenomorph camouflages against a statue and then unleashes a brutal massacre, tearing through guests in seconds. One crawls without legs, which was incredibly gory. In fact, all of this was incredibly gory. And just as the Xenomorph tries to strike, Joe hides amongst body parts. Wayland Yutani cyborg Morrow, played by Babu Sise, stuns the Xenomorph with effectively a taser, to be honest, type of taser, and then proceeds to cocoon it with a rifle, drags it away, and then also decides to stun Joe, because why not? So he tells Prodigy rescuers, I'm the least of your problems when confronted with the search and rescue team. They spot that he is a cyborg, of course, and try to capture him. But what breaks free? Well, the Xenomorph, of course, breaks free from the cocoon and slaughters them quite literally in seconds. Slaughters them all in seconds. It was brutal. It was absolutely brutal and stunning. Absolutely stunning. Loved it. Kirsch's team finds the alien flora-fauna hybrid, which is kind of like a Venus flytrap. Now, the other hybrids make their way to the lab and find T. ocellus in a cat. It relinquishes its grip on the Jonesy callback and tries to grab one of the hybrids, but they trap it. Wendy and Slightly, back in the tower block, find claw marks and Joe's bag. We then flash cut to Joe, or Hermit, waking in a side room, finding Reggie Jackson signed baseball from the 1977 World Series, triggering a dream-like flashback of watching it with his father, which I believe is actually a Noah Hawley cameo. Now, his father advises seizing Mr. October moments. Now, Wendy and Slightly arrive, trying to get Hermit to go with them. Slightly lets the cat out the bag and reveals that Wendy is Marcy, Hermit's dead, aka dead, sister. Within this interaction, there is a fun callback to Aliens, where Hermit calls them synthetic, and Wendy rejects that, claiming that they prefer to be called artificial person. We then get a pretty major cliffhanger ending. Wendy, ordered by Kirsch, investigates the alien eggs protected by our blue mist, which is, of course, very reminiscent of what we saw in the original Alien film, and, of course, Alien Romulus. Now, interestingly, the alien only attacks, or at least is alerted to them being near the aliens when this mist is disturbed. So, interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, the Xenomorph, rampaging its way across the ship, finds Wendy, Slightly, and Hermit, pulling Hermit away down into an abyss. His fate pretty much uncertain, and leaves it with a cliffhanger ending. Now for some fun little Easter eggs, references, and details. So Mr. October is, of course, referencing Reggie Jackson and his 1977 World Series heroics. We, of course, keep getting callbacks to the Peter Pan motifs. Hybrids, named after the Lost Boys, Neverland Island, reinforces eternal youth, immortality themes. We get some callbacks to the rest of the Alien franchise. So Xenomorph camouflaging like in Alien, pipe scene, blue mist membrane over eggs, echoes the LV-426 ovomorphs, and Alien Romulus. Artificial person is, of course, a reference to Bishop in Aliens. Now, personally, I really liked this episode. The Xenomorph was incredibly brutal. Makes up for it from episode 1 and its weird walk backwards into frame. That was really quite bizarre. I stand by that. That was weird. But the Xenomorph was great in this episode, and like I said, it really does make up for that bizarreness in episode 1. It's epic. It was a great episode. Really, 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 really good. The music at times was a little bit jarring here and there. Not massively, but a little bit jarring here and there, going from sort of normality and, I guess, soundtrack to, well, score to a soundtrack of like heavy metal. It was really odd. But I like it. I like it a lot. I really like the editing in this show. It's unique. It won't stand up for everyone, I don't think, but I quite liked it, and I thought it was really interesting. I'm liking where they're going with it. I was surprised to see that they revealed that Wendy is Hermit's sister so early on, but I'm guessing it's because they're going to be separated for some time now, and as a result of that, they need to have that interpersonal play to build some sort of drama and tension moving forwards. I am really keen to see what happens with Ms. Yutani and Boy Cavalier. And I will say this as well, I found it really interesting that Boy Cavalier did all of this not for money. Not for money. But simply because he is bored and he wants to find someone that is his intellectual match or superior. Well, his superior is what he said. He wants to find someone that he can have a conversation with that doesn't bore him. So he did all of this groundbreaking technology, effectively created immortality just because he wanted to have a conversation that isn't boring. Fascinating. Truly fascinating. So there you go. There you have it. It's a great episode. What did you guys think? Let me know down below. Take care. Bye-bye now.